He's only joking.
Okay, please.
What?
Do a quick fire round first.
Do it.
Don't be cheating, looking over my shoulder either.
Wait. You smell.
No, not bad.
Why don't you sit on you? Go on then, I'll sit on your knee.
Is
that better? Thank you.
So quick fire round first.
Come on then.
Ready?
Right. Oh hello, it's live, isn't it? Hello.
Right, ready? Quick fire round.
Yeah.
Favourite colour?
Blue.
Get in. You've got to say that.
I know.
What came first, chicken or the egg?
Don't get it.
I don't fucking get it.
Chicken.
Arnold or Sloan?
Arnold.
Who's your biggest inspiration?
In the bodybuilding industry, I'd say Flex Wheeler for...
you're a CrossFitter?
Yeah. Powerlifting as well.
We'll talk bodybuilding in a second.
Flex Wheeler for physique. Never aspired to look like him, but awesome genetics and shape.
First word that comes to your head when you say bodybuilding?
Chicken.
Or egg.
That would have done the egg first.
Yeah, we moved on with that.
Still thinking about that one.
Favourite exercise?
Squats.
Yeah. Hanging leg raise.
Slab crush.
Oh, I can't say that.
No, you got fiance there.
Okay, you can
Amy Lewis.
She might be... Biggest regret?
Not winning the Olympia in 2016. Oh, awkward.
Silence.
That was awkward.
US or UK?
UK.
Bum or boobs?
Bum.
What's the last image on your phone?
Don't know if you have a look.
Yeah. This way it gets a bit strange now.
I know, because this could be actually quite bad. Let's have a look. Oh dear.
It's a video
It's
of
a video.
Birkenhead.
It is a
Doesn't get much classier.
I know, Fort Knox, Birkenhead.
Right, so we'll do some normal questions now. So, what is your current training split? So you don't have to answer this in one word, by the way, you can be a bit more.
6-day bodybuilding split at the minute. So it's the average bodybuilding, back, arms, legs, shoulders, chest. And then my 6th day is any muscle part which I'm lagging, I put into another day, which is arms. So I'm hitting arms twice a week. I'm prioritising that over any other muscle group. So if I've hit them on a Monday and they're ready to go on Thursday, I'll put them on Thursday and then move whatever I had on Thursday onto the weekend.
Is that going to train as you get closer to competition now, or would you keep that consistent now forever?
So I'm trying to improve on my off season. So obviously I'm putting the calories in now. So I'm trying to focus on my arms on my off season, and I think we're going to carry on with that into the prep as well, just to keep focusing on it and to keep blood flow. And obviously when I'm in a deficit dieting, I'm not going to grow muscle, but I can at least maintain and force blood into it.
Cool.
I've got a question here, once. If you're done, do you want to give
Go on, mate, yeah, go, fire away.
We got one saying, what is your highest deadlift?
Up until about 8 weeks ago, I didn't deadlift for years.
Really?
Yeah, because I had back injuries since 2010. So deadlifting for me was never anything up until let's say 2 months ago.
8 weeks ago. You started in pain free now.
So I had stem cell treatment at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So after the Olympia, I had 3 months off. That's why I was quiet on social media and things like that, because I didn't want to publicise me being injured, but I flew to South Africa, had stem cell treatment, and touch wood, it's the best I've ever been. I'm squatting again, deadlifting again.
Oh really?
So 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so we're.
How did that affect you psychologically though?
It was hard when I wasn't training, because obviously you're looking, people are prepping, at that point people were prepping for the Arnold and stuff when I was having time off, so it was very difficult for me watching competitors keep improving, getting leaner. The talk about them in the industry and stuff and not being at the top was difficult, but then at the same time there's a life after stage, and I've ignored that for so long, and my health comes first. And I did it in 2010 and I've trained around it for 10 years, or for 8 years, sorry, that I needed to sort it now. I don't want to be thinking 5 years time.
So your background, you obviously came from a working background. What piece of advice would you give to anyone who's currently kind of on the verge of making a decision to go into the fitness industry from the kind of full-time job?
Yeah, it's difficult because I never saw this as a job. It was always my hobby to compete, and this all came. I didn't know this world existed. So when I was competing and I was still a plumber and stuff, it was just a hobby for me. I still had to pay the bills and stuff. So if you're going to try and make the transition, make sure you're covered obviously in financially and stuff, and don't look to get into the industry just to make money. Obviously that comes with how big you get in the industry. But do it for the love of it, and if you can obviously go into PT and all that kind of side of it, if you're trying to get into the industry, then at least you're going to still have an income coming in. Because I have seen people where they've given up very successful jobs to go into the industry, and then basically
and obviously on the other end of the spectrum, some people don't go into because they get told not to make your hobby your job, because it becomes something that you hate.
Yeah,
so you've got to get that balance.
Yeah, you've got to get the balance. And the thing for me is that I had 3 months off. Obviously, I had the stem cell treatment, and I'm glad I did, because I needed to miss the gym again. Because after 6th place, I fell out of love with training, food, everything like that, and it became a job, and it wasn't my hobby anymore. And I needed to miss the gym and have time away from it to get the love back for it and to find it as a hobby again.
Do you think that comes with the pressure of social media as well, though?
I do, yeah. I think for me, I put a lot of pressure on myself. Obviously, moving over to America, moving my life over there, moving Amy over there. I had a lot of people come and support me, my family, friends, and not only that, I had a whole nation following me. Like, the UK was so supportive, which is insane. Even in Europe, everywhere you go in Europe, you have so much support. And I put that all on my shoulders, and instead of blocking that out, I took it in with me, and I felt like I'd let people down. I still do. I feel like I should have done better, and hopefully this year I can make amends.
Well, you know that you've done everything that you can possibly in that time period, and you've got to be proud of what you've done, and I know you've got no regrets in what you've done.
Yeah, I regret things going into the show. Obviously the week after, I went back to what I normally do, basics in the Asian Grand Prix, and the same judges who judged me at the Olympia said that was 100 times better, that's what we wanted to see. So that was hard for me I took a risk. I wanted to come in slightly bigger, because I thought in order to beat Jeremy, who was 10 pounds heavier than the year before, I needed to show improvement. And in my head, I thought coming in fuller, bigger would show that I've improved, instead of just bringing my normal condition. So I sacrificed a little bit there, and that's what bodybuilding is just trial and error. But I've learnt my mistakes, and hopefully, like I said, I let people down, and hopefully I can bring it back this year.
Cool. Like we spoke about in terms of outside the fitness industry, you're doing a lot of stuff yourself in your personal brand. What do you see for yourself, like, following on from the fitness industry, or when you feel like you're coming away from competing, and what's the end goal for Ryan Terry?
Yeah, so for me, I love the industry. I love being in it, I love being around it, and talking to like-minded people and stuff. And I'm never above myself to go back to plumbing. You never know. I'll go back to yourself. Yeah, probably not. I've just bought another house, so I've been renovating them on the side when I can and stuff as a hobby. Would you believe? Plumbing was my job, and then this was a hobby. Whereas now this is my job, and now
that's your hobby.
I'm buying houses, for hobbies and stuff. So that's always something I'm very mindful of. I enjoy doing that as well.
Property.
Property. But for me, I'll stay in the industry. I've just started putting together online coaching and prepping people, because I didn't want to prep a few years ago when I was still new to the game myself. So I didn't want to come out and say, right, I've done a show, I've placed okay, I can prep people now. So I wanted to get more knowledge. I wanted to understand the industry and understand different genetics, different metabolisms before I started taking people on. So this year, but now I've stepped away from stage, and I could focus on business a bit more. I'm putting things in place, but I'm only going to take a select few on to start with, to see how we roll with that and see if people put confidence in me. And then,
so have you opened that up yet, or?
No, that's going to be hopefully in the next 4 to 5 weeks. I want to do it before my Olympia prep starts, because I want people to follow it with me, my journey with me, and we can do it together. So it's only going to be for a small amount of people, and then see where we go from there. And if we can expand it, then we will. And that can be a business for me, because I've learned all this stuff, and I can't be on stage forever, and there's always fresh faces coming along.
Of course,
I can't, so it'd be nice to still be in the industry and be around it, just not be on stage sometimes.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not done yet, anyway. I'm done yet.
If you could change anything about the fitness industry, quite a deep question, what would you personally like to see change?
I've seen a lot in federations, and seen a lot people would do anything to climb to the top, or there seems to be a lot of deceit in the fact that it's such a small industry that it'd be great to have everyone have each other's back, and to grow the sport as a whole. Like certain federations, you're not being able to compete in other federations. I think that's silly, because bodybuilding is so small that you need to have that everyone each other's back, you know, to make it grow and stuff. So I feel there should be more support in that respect. That would be good to change.
There's different sides, there isn't there, in terms, like I was speaking to someone about the other day, in terms of obviously you've got the bodybuilder at the top of the game, they're coming in, they're prepping all year for it. And you look at some expos now, they sometimes have the smaller queues where it's more the influencers who have the bigger side of things. And it's sort of stuck a bit of a swing in that regards.
Yeah, it has, but I do miss those days as well, because you see how bodybuilders train and stuff like that, and how much dedication
and effort goes into it.
Yeah, and then you see these people who, and there's no offence to people, obviously the fitness influencers on YouTube or something, who train once or twice a week and they've got millions of followers, so much respect for them. But it'd just be amazing for bodybuilding, which I grew up in, to still have that respect for them as well. But it's not a dying sport, but it's a very select sport.
I think there's just two good sides to it, obviously, in terms of some people building that platform to be able to educate people and motivate people who've got a kind of authoritative figure on social media, but then you obviously get the other side and people are building up social media followers.
But it is nice to see though. It's like, say, I've been 8 years now, would you believe? So with USN of 8 years, and it's nice to see. First body power I went to 8 years ago. That
with that little car.
No, that was the year before me, so that was the first ever one, wasn't it? Was that the ninth year? But for me, it was just amazing to see how the sport has grown, like insane, in 8 years. So the next 8 years will be incredible. So
see what else happens.
Yeah, it's going the right way. Definitely going the right way.
Spot on, mate. Appreciate your time. Thank you very much, matey.
Thank you for having me.
Turn everything off before you start swearing again.